What if the people you've sacrificed everything for, skipped the biggest moment of your life, and then came back, not to apologize, but to claim a piece of your future? On the night I earned the promotion I'd worked toward for years, the seat reserved for my family was empty. No smiling parents. No proud sister. Just a single chair in the front row, untouched, under a spotlight that made its absence impossible to ignore. They weren't sick. They weren't stuck in traffic. They were on a cruise, with my sister, celebrating something else. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I just stood under the lights, shaking hands with company executives, feeling the applause echo against walls that felt like they were closing in. And then came the moment that changed everything. The CEO handed me an envelope, not just confirming my promotion, but revealing a salary and bonus package big enough to wipe out my parents' mortgage. Stock options. A note that read, "Your leadership deserves more than a title. Let's build something great." By midnight, I had 74 missed calls, and one text from my mom. "We need to talk." Here's the truth, this wasn't about one missed ceremony. It was about years of quiet sacrifices no one acknowledged. I was the son who came home from college when Dad said Mom needed me around after her layoff, only for her to be rehired 3 weeks later, like nothing happened. I was the brother who covered Olivia's credit card debt and told myself she'd pay me back. She never did. I was the guy who patched my parents' roof on weekends, who sent just a little help every month to keep the lights on. And still, they booked that cruise. Days later, my father called, not to apologize, but to ask for money. And the way he spoke, like he already knew exactly how much I was making, down to the bonuses. That's when the email came. No sender name. No greeting. Just a single line. "Don't trust them. They've been digging into your finances. Ask yourself why." I wanted to dismiss it, until an accountant from my company quietly admitted he'd sent it. My mother had called payroll, pretending to be my tax assistant, fishing for numbers HR would never give out. A week later, my parents showed up at my door with a pitch. A small business investment. A rental property. Something we can do as a family. And then, my mother said the line that broke whatever thread of loyalty I had left. "Everything you are, everything you've achieved, it's because of us. You owe us." That weekend, I went to a family barbecue where my mother told relatives I was buying them a house. Like it was already signed, sealed, and gifted. I set my plate down, turned to the group, and said, "I'm not buying anyone a house. I'm not paying your bills. I'm done being the family wallet." The backyard went silent, until my grandfather stood and said what no one else dared. "He doesn't owe you. You owe him. And you've drained him long enough." That was the moment it ended. No more handouts. No more guilt. No more ownership of my life. For the first time, I walked away free, knowing they'd never get to rewrite my story again.